While the crux of the matter concerning grassroots governance has again taken the front burner this time around. Case in point is Imo State, where the court has ruled that the governor, Rochas Okorocha, reinstates all sacked local government chairman generals to look at that particular matter, and other grassroots matter is a grassroots administrator, Segun Bashorun. Good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first, let's talk about local government, how important it is to us as a people before we go into Imo State and what exactly the relationship it is with state governments and local governments. How important is local government administration?
Actually, it's the most important. It is obviously the bedrock of any governance. When you have the executive system, where you have the federal, the state, and the local governance, what happens is that there is no successful government that can in any way or form perform diligently to serve the majority of the masses of its populace if it does not have local government operation, because the state government obviously cannot reach out to all of the masses. So when democracy was being formed in Athens centuries ago, it was on the purpose of allowing the masses of people to be involved in the process rather than just the nobilities. So here comes a system, democratic system, which is the best of all systems, that allows mass involvement, and the local governance was the emphasis for true delivery of democratic dividends. So obviously the federal governments at the top coordinates the state governments, and the state government responsibility is to coordinate all of those local governance to give direct deliverance to the people in as many places as possible. So there is no government without local government. You cannot operate any governmental system without the local government. So I find it extremely important and disheartening when I hear some calling for it to be abolished. There is no democracy if you abolish local governance. So it's really absurd in political discourse to say that local government should be in any way or form streamlined or abolished. So it is the most significant of all governance.
Well, looking at how local governments have been working over the years and, you know, their performance, no wonder that a host of people are saying that what is the relevance? We might as well scrap it and know that we don't have governance at that level. What is responsible for the dismal performance of governance at the local level?
Yeah, it's true. I see it as it's a conspiracy theory. It's a deliberate intent to discredit local governance, and I'll tell you why. Because one of the reasons that we said happening in Imo State, it's not the first, it's not new to us. This has happened before, and obviously most of the governors that have come into power, their pronouncement of the courts, where election timetable has changed, inherits a legislature, which is the assembly, or a local government council that they did not engineer or bring into power. So what they want to do is to rearrange the base power of the local government, because you have to really understand one thing. In every election in Nigeria, whether it is presidential or governor or senate, it is the local council chairman that organizes that election, and they use the resources of the council to mobilize grassroots support. So anybody that comes into power, the first thing they do is to use that military tactical maneuver, that they want to be at the vantage point, so that every threat that may be in their circumference is taken care of. So the first thing to do is to have that base power, which is the local council, because they hold the fort, your home, they hold the base for you. So if your loyalists are not the local government chairman, the first order of the day is for you to find a way to push them out of power and install your own people. So this has been going on periodically, systematically, so it has become institutionalized.
Well, anyway, let's just take this report, and when we'll come back, we'll look at talk more on the importance of the local government administration, and the way you just highlighted it looks to some people that truly doesn't look democratic in nature. If someone is going to come in onto the saddle and say, let me ease these people because I don't feel quite comfortable with them, let me bring my own people. It is a me thing and not the people electing their own officers. A case in point here, it's the Imo State report we'll be bringing to you now.
It's no longer news that the Imo State government sacked the chairman of 27 local government councils from office. The news is that the action has been generating so much controversy even beyond the state and from as far as the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. Mr. Mohammed Adoke ordered the Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, to reinstate the sacked local council chairman as ordered by the Court of Appeal. The state government, however, has not complied with the court's order.
His Excellency, the Governor, being dissatisfied with this judgment, and again, following the laid down legal procedure, both in the 1999 Constitution and in the rules of court, has filed an appeal against the state judgment to the Supreme Court. This appeal has also been served on the lawyer to the claimants.
Mr. Njoko also wonders why the police deployed their men to the local government areas when there was no need for that. But the Imo State Commissioner of Police disagrees, insisting their actions are not out of place.
Indeed, as we read this text now, men of the Nigerian Police Force are alleged to have forcibly taken over all the local government secretaries in Imo State in obedience to the orders of the PDP-controlled federal government.
The police is not or has not gone out of its way to go and forcefully take over anywhere. The local government councils are there. They are being protected by the police. As you know, police has to protect life and property, and that is what they are there to do.
Adding his voice to the controversy, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria, Ima Okereke, says since the matter is still in court, it is wrong for the Attorney General of the Federation to interfere.
They should allow the Supreme Court to take that decision. If the Supreme Court said the PDP local government chairman should go back to the office, nobody will object. But they have gone to the Supreme Court and filed a case of stay of execution. I think they have to give them that chance. That let the Supreme Court come up with their decision. The decision is final.
With things as they stand now, it is not clear if the Imo State government will do the bidding of the Attorney General and reinstate the chairman, or if it will wait for the courts to decide the matter. But it is of utmost importance for this matter to be settled so that the governance could return to the councils.
Segun, is about putting your own people there. In that kind of process, how does it work? Is it through the democratic process? Do they have to go through elections, or do they have to impose people on the electorate when it comes to putting their own people there? Because like in Imo State, the government there, and the state government is from the All Progressive Grand Alliance, while the local government chairmen are from the People's Democratic Party.
Yes, they use all of the above systems to, like I said earlier, to have that vantage point. What has happened in Imo, unfortunately, was that the outgoing governor, or Hakim, hurriedly performed a local government election, knowing fully well that he was on his way out. So he had left what should I say, a stumbling block to make sure that Rochas, the new governor, the present governor, would have challenges. And obviously, Hakim, on leaving for his own political party, was to have that base, to hold on to the base of power by conducting the local government election. And obviously, PDP won everything. So what they do, from the question you have asked, that they use a series of methods. Imposition is one of them, of surrogates. to ensure that when they get to power, they continue to hold that local base for the party. So Rochas found that unacceptable, that I am AMPP, PDP,
ABGA.
Sorry, not AMPP, ABGA, or Grand Alliance. Anyway, so what they want to do now is to conduct his own election. He has gone to court to challenge the legality of what Hakim had done, the outgoing governor. Of course, he's going to the Supreme Court to challenge the ruling of the Court of Appeal, and it could go either way. If there's a ruling that he has no legal right to disband them, he would find other means to starve them or make them irrelevant, and this is what all the other governors have done. He is now trying to exhaust the legal means of achieving, of easing those people out of power, which is not working.